Just steps away from the center of the foodie haven that is Fountain Square, this bright blue building is supposed to bring the flavors of Greece to the neighborhood. But Santorini Greek Kitchen got a failing grade from the health inspector after evidence of roaches and mice roaming the restaurant.
I'm Gabby Gonzalez. Is there a manager I could speak to?
We went straight to management to find out why this longtime establishment had a pest problem. I got a look at the affected areas that seem clean now. But on March 23rd, the inspector noted live roaches found in the ventilation right above the cook line and outside the dishwasher. Plus dead roaches in their back storage area, in the bar, between the water heaters and even the plastic light covers.
There was a space outside that we discovered was like an opening for anything that wanted to come in, and it had.
Rat droppings were also found in the basement.
At the bottom, there was some droppings and things like that.
Plus, management threw away 20 pounds of gyro meat after the inspector said it was stored at the wrong temperature.
And they had not put it away yet for lunch, so it was sitting there and it needed to be put away.
The health department temporarily shut down Santorini Greek Kitchen for a day until they addressed all 12 critical violations and slapped the restaurant with a $1,000 fine.
It was a good learning experience, you know. I hate that it happened.
Co-owner Jeanette Sowie said they've been working hard to fix the problems and showed us around to see the improvements.
They put the screening through so that nothing could get in.
Efforts to keep pests out are now in full effect. And Sowie says additional traps are set around the restaurant. They've also put up signs to remind employees what they need to do on a daily and weekly basis to protect customers' health.
I couldn't work in a place that wasn't legitimate. Won't happen again.
After 2 rechecks, inspectors say all the violations were resolved. Next up, we headed to Indy's South Side to Wheels of Wonder, where families are encouraged to lace up their skates, hit the rink, and grab a bite. But according to the health inspector, earlier this year, discoveries made among the skates put the brakes on a positive report. The inspector wrote, the floor is soiled with remains of dead mice. Specifically, a dead mouse head found behind the skate rental area, a dead mouse inside a bait box, and mouse droppings found under the register at the concession stand. The owner, Brian Jones, did not want to do an on-camera interview, but sent me a statement about the inspection reports, saying in part, quote, I respectfully disagree with the report and have evidence to contradict the inspector's inaccurate report. I have appealed the report. Our vastly inferior competition has used their acquaintance at the health department as a weapon against us. Jones also showed me empty mouse traps during our visit. Inspectors say they got a different experience. On March 18th, Wheels of Wonder was fined $300 for 8 critical violations. A recheck on March 25th led to a $500 fine. And despite what the owner told me, a health department spokesperson says he has yet to request a hearing or contest the fines, and those fines remain unpaid. On April 28th, the health department got another complaint about mouse droppings. The inspector went back out there and confirmed that complaint. Wheels of Wonder has yet to be cleared by the health department. Finally, we searched through records to find our latest Dine 59 award recipient. Another family-oriented business is being touted for its great record with the health department over in Hamilton County. CR Heroes Family Pub and Fishers is now Dine 59 approved. When you step inside, you're surrounded by images of superheroes and real-life ones known for keeping the public safe. The health inspection records for this place show management has the same focus. Owner Stephanie Boehm gave us a tour of the kitchen. They've gone 5 years with just 1 critical violation. She credits determination and her staff for the restaurant's impeccable inspection streak.
I think you have a responsibility as a restaurant owner to make sure that everything's clean and served in a safe environment, and that's utmost importance.
A lesson for other restaurants still trying to step it up and meet health standards.
I can go back in that kitchen at any point, and it's exactly how I want it to look.
Eating out in Indy is very popular with Hoosiers, and health inspectors work hard to make sure your experience is safe. But what about the food you cook at home? What's being done to hold grocery stores accountable?
We utilize the same food code that we do in the restaurants as we would the grocery facilities. It is on a larger scale. You have several departments.
Big grocery stores and small food marts are inspected about every 4 months, while restaurants are inspected every 4 to 6 months.
There's a lot more items to look at.
Inspectors measure temperatures in every cooler inside the store, factor in the refrigerated food section, open air coolers, and coolers in the back used for storage, and an inspector may be required to review more than 100 coolers. Many supermarkets also include prepared food areas like sushi counters or sandwich stations. So inspecting a grocery store can take longer than an inspection at your favorite restaurant.
You could be in there for 3 hours.
Unlike a restaurant, sometimes only part of a grocery store can be shut down due to severe violations.
Most of the times it's not every single department that may be out of compliance.
So we wanted to know who's making the grade and who's putting your health at risk. I analyzed dozens of inspection reports, and what I found is alarming. Among the worst violations, pools of blood, rat droppings, and filthy equipment. Our first offender is the marsh on Greyhound Pass in Carmel. On December 3rd, inspectors found 12 critical and 34 non-critical violations. That's the most in Hamilton County out of all supermarkets and restaurants.
So you guys went from 2 in December of 2015 to 46 in December of 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why there was such an increase?
We had changes in management and just a little law.
The inspector found employees in the deli didn't know how to wash their hands or clean properly. They also didn't know about the right temperature controls and sanitation. A sewage smell was detected in the deli, and the fish department's walk-in cooler was dirty. Employees were ordered to clean every piece of equipment due to heavy soil buildup.
We've fully corrected every issue that we've ever had.
And they did. A follow-up inspection on January 19th found 1 critical and 5 non-critical violations. We head to the south side for our next offender, Eden Asian Grocery Store on Madison Avenue, where our cameras were allowed in the back of the store. The health department fined this place $500 on December 20th after the inspector discovered a large package of whole meat thawing in a pool of blood, cutting boards soiled with blood, and a freezer also covered with blood. The owner talked to me on the phone.
So you're saying that you fixed everything?
Yeah.
The owner's wife walked us to their back room and cooler to show us their progress. A follow-up inspection at Eden Grocery Store on January 4th found no violations. Our last place is the Family Dollar on the near west side, which sells a lot of pre-packaged food and has been fined 3 times by the health department since November. Inspectors repeatedly found rodent droppings in the back storage room, on candy shelves, below a soda cooler, and on chip shelves. During our visit, we tried to talk to the manager. The store was first fined $500 on November 4th for 6 critical and 12 non-critical violations. On November 21st, they received a $550 fine, and 8 days later, they got another $500 fine. Another inspection on January 3rd found more critical violations here.
You don't want to tell us why you guys had mouse droppings?
I just took this store over. I do not know nothing.
Family Dollar's corporate office did send us this statement saying, in part, "We take situations like this very seriously. We have been working directly with the health inspector and pest control services to resolve the issue." The Marion County Health Department is now taking the store to court to get them to pay the mounting fines. They also want to see a long-term solution put in place to get the store up to code. Health inspectors warn shoppers need to be vigilant. If you see equipment piling up or not getting cleaned properly, those could be red flags. People on their lunch breaks pop into Tienda Don Miguel for a quick bite, while some moms stop by with their kids to cross items off their grocery list. But this business has a long list of its own of health code violations. In May, Tienda Don Miguel was fined $1,250 for 11 critical and 36 non-critical violations, including dead mice found on the floor under milk crates. Then on June 15th, the inspector found live roaches behind the dairy coolers near the meat cutting area and in the kitchen. The health department cited mouse droppings behind the dairy cooler and on floors under all shelving in the bakery, too. We talked to some of the shoppers as they left the store. Judy Morales says she had no idea about the violations.
I think I'm not coming back again, so if appears any roach or mice, I never come back.
Also in June, the health department got a complaint from a customer who said she'd bought a package of meat, steak, and it had a roach and egg sac on the package. The health inspector went in, spoke to the owners, and verified that complaint. So the Dirty Dining team went undercover. While we did not see any live roaches, we spotted dead bugs between the coolers, a repeat violation. This man works in the same plaza where Tienda Don Miguel is located.
I came in a little bit early and just seen a couple things crawling around in front of the doors.
I went into the store to get answers from management.
Is there a manager I could speak to? I'm Gabby from Fox 59.
An employee told us the manager would not be in today and was not available to talk to us on the phone. We were told the manager didn't want us there and our request to see the kitchen was denied. The owners tell the health department they are aware of the pest problem and are having pest control service the establishment every week to help get rid of the roaches and mice.
Again, employees at that store telling us that management was not willing to talk to us today. We did just get the latest inspection report from the health department. They were back out there on June 29th and tell us that all the critical violations were addressed, but there are still some problems they have to fix. Also, we learned that all of their fines have now been paid. Reporting in the newsroom tonight, I'm Gabby Gonzalez, Fox 59 News.
The hustle and bustle of the Indianapolis International Airport as travelers quickly head off to their destinations. For many, choosing where to line up for a quick bite is a split-second decision. But what's lurking in some restaurant kitchens may make people think twice. Live roaches, gnats, and dirty tools are among the discoveries made by health inspectors. First up, the McDonald's in the Civic Plaza.
We want to ask some questions about the health code violations that were found here.
On May 4th, the health inspector found 17 violations here, 6 of them critical, earning the restaurant a $500 fine. The health department putting a dent in the breakfast sandwich making at this Mickey D's, requiring the restaurant to throw away eggs and Canadian bacon that were being held at unsafe temperatures. Employees did not seem surprised when the Dirty Dining team showed up. Eventually, they directed us to a woman who said she's the owner.
We just wanted to ask you about that and see if you wanted to show us how things have been cleaned up.
I'm not taking you behind the counter, but yes, they have been resolved.
Also on the violations list, gnats by the tea urns, employees not washing their hands, and dirty cooking tools. Plus, the inspector saw one employee drop a spatula on the floor and then put it back for continued use.
What do you attribute those issues to? Was it just an issue with the employees or just them not knowing how things were done? What do you think about that?
Just negligence, I would say.
And
it created that.
By a recheck the next week, most violations were fixed. Next up, just past the security gate, Shapiro's Deli. This Shapiro's Deli is not owned or run by the original Shapiro owners. Instead, a large concession operator is in charge.
Even sometimes when you have a brand here, it may not actually be that local operator.
Issues here started back in May. The health department slapping Shapiro's with a $250 fine for 4 critical and 2 non-critical violations. Among the sandwiches, soups, and salads, the inspector says several live roaches were seen at the facility on June 30th after a customer filed a complaint about the same problem. A follow-up inspection on July 10th revealed more roaches there, and the restaurant was fined $150. Shapiro's was cleared on July 17th during yet another inspection. Management sent us a statement saying, quote, "Upon learning of the situation, our on-site team moved quickly to address the deficiencies. SSP America is passionate about delivering an authentic culinary experience to travelers, which includes ensuring we operate clean and safe facilities." We reached out to the Indianapolis Airport Authority to learn how they oversee the restaurants.
While we don't have direct oversight as to how a particular company deals with its processes, we don't mind at all inserting ourselves. We meet with them regularly. And we talk about issues like this, and then certainly when there's things to follow up on, we do that as well.
Another string of restaurants working to clean up their act, this time inside an award-winning airport with plenty of competition.
We will stay diligent.